Hello, 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 and welcome to the first edition of Putting the World to Rights with Hen. Today I'm looking at one of the most hated women in Hollywood, who was once married to one of the most loved men in Hollywood, Mr. Johnny Depp. So this woman, we will call her Ms. H, has been accused of stealing the looks of other celebrities. Today I'm going to show you some other looks that Ms. H has stolen. This is just a little fun, but today we're going to be doing a comparison between Ms. H and some famous villains, comparing their looks and deciding two things. The first thing is who pulls off the look the best, and the second is who is the most villainous. So our first comparison of the day is Skeletal from He-Man versus A-H. As you can see, they're both wearing a top half that just about covers their nipples and a skirt type thing from the waist down. They also both have very similar facial features. Now let's have a look at these for their villainous qualities. Now, Skeletor, yes, is known as the villain in the He-Man series. But was he just protecting his castle, his home? A man has the right to protect his home, doesn't he? Ms. H, on the other hand, is known to have said these words. We have the evidence to prove this. In her own words, she says, "Just because I throw pots and pans does not mean you come knock at the door. Just because there are vases does not mean you come knock at the door." Miss A. Haight has admitted to throwing objects at her ex-husband. That seems quite villainous to me, don't you agree? And who pulls off the look the best? Well, come on. It's clearly Skeletal. He looks so much better in this picture than she does. Next up, we have the Grand High Witch from The Witches by Roald Dahl versus Ms. H. Now, as you can see, they both have a sort of angry disposition about them. They have their hair down and they're wearing quite a conservative outfit. As you can see, there is some uncanny similarities between the two. So, what do we know about the Grand High Witch? So she is the villain in The Witches. She is seen as evil and wants children to take their souls or energy. But was she really evil, or was she a victim of society? Society deems what is beautiful and what is hideous. And the Grand Old Witch wanted to blend in. She wanted to look beautiful, or at least attractive. And to do this, she had to have the children to make her look what is deemed as attractive. So was she a victim? Was she a victim of what society deems attractive? I ask you. Now, let's look at Ms. H. Ms. H, in a recording between her and her ex-husband, said these words. "I didn't punch you. I didn't punch you, by the way. I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched." So, Ms. H admits to being violent and hitting her ex-partner. And this wasn't on one occasion that she admitted to this. She admitted to it on several occasions. Now, please ask yourself who is the most villainous. Is it a person that hits their partner on several occasions, or is it someone who, because of society, feels the need to use magic to make herself beautiful? As for the look, Well, isn't it strange that a cartoon villain looks less scary than someone in real life? Next up, we have Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians versus Ms. H. Now, as you can see, they're both wearing a similar black, slinky strapped dress, all the way down to the ground. They're both very attractive dresses, very similar. Their demeanour in these pictures is very similar too. So what can we say about Cruella de Vil? Again, society plays a big role in why Cruella was deemed as evil. Fashion. Fashion states what we should be wearing. We're told what is fashionable, what is not fashionable. And at the time of Cruella de Vil, fur coats were fashionable. And she wanted to be fashionable. She may not have had the money to pay for high quality furs. So therefore, she had to find other ways. Now, some people would steal, and that's criminal, yes. She may have taken a much darker look on how she could get the fur that she required by threatening to kill puppies and make them into a coat. But she was a victim of society and fashion. Many people are victims of society and fashion. Not having the right trainers can get you bullied at school. Now, she may not have had the money. One person, on the other hand, did have money. She had $7 million of money. $7 million that she declared that she would donate to charity. $7 million that she declared on several occasions, including under oath, that she had already donated to charity. In a panel discussion on TV, she was asked about the $7 million and what she had done with it, and she said, in her own words, $7 million in total was donated to, I split it between the ACLU and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. Now we know since then it's come to light that Children's Hospital of Los Angeles have provided evidence to show that they did not receive the donation of $3.5 million that Miss H had said she had donated already. Remember, she'd already donated it. And that they had only received the $100,000 that her husband had donated on her behalf to start the ball rolling. So who is the most villainous? Someone who, because of society's standards of fashion, felt the need to do anything she could to fit in and to look good for society, or someone who promised and said she already had given money to poor, unwell children, or I don't know. It's despicable. It is despicable. Now, let's have a look at the look. Well, who pulls it off best? Honestly, neither of them look great. Neither of them look great. Next up, we have Miss A.H. and Creature, the house elf from Harry Potter. As you can see, they are both donning what looks like a giant pillowcase. Yeah, what can I say? That's exactly what it looks like. Now, What do we know about Creature? Creature was Sirius's black house elf that he inherited. Creature betrayed his master by going to his master's enemies and telling them secrets in order for them to be able to kill him. But Creature was slightly disturbed. He'd lived a long time alone and had the memories of how life used to be. He was from a family that believed in purebloods and purity, and to have his home invaded by those that he deemed were not worthy was very upsetting for Creature. So when his master showed him absolutely no affection and told him to get out, that's exactly what he did. However, Creature eventually redeemed himself when he was shown affection by Harry Potter and went on to lead the house elves in the defeat of He Who Shall Not Be Named. Ms. H mocks her husband in an audio recording where he declares that he feels he was abused by her. In her own words, she tells Johnny, "Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, a man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence. And it's a fair fight. And see how many believe you or side with you." Miss H was a despicable bully that ridiculed the man she was supposed to love. Who pulls off the look the best? Well, no one looks better in a pillowcase than a house elf. Okay, in our final comparison, we have Ms. Hate versus the other mother. As you can see, they're both wearing a tight-fitting black dress and are looking rather sinister. The resemblance is uncanny again. So what do we know about the other mother? Well, the other mother needed the souls of children to stay alive. So although she is very much a villain because she steals children's souls, she actually loved her victims in a sadistic and weird way. She played games with them and entertained them, and she really did believe that she loved them. But she also needed their souls to stay alive, and many people will do anything to stay alive. Ms. H, on the other hand, I don't think she knows what love is, apart from loving herself. In an audio recording between her and her ex-husband, she talks about their marriage and how she fought for their marriage and how much she wanted the marriage for security. Her husband talks about the marriage for love, but she never mentions love, just security. A marriage should be between two people that love each other, and I believed that her husband loved her, but did she really love him? Okay, so let's have a look who pulls the outfit off best. Well, the other mother. The dress fits her much better. In Ms. H's version, it just seems to hang off her like an old rag. So, in my honest opinion, I believe that the other mother pulls this look off better. By far. So in conclusion, we have looked at Ms. H versus some of the most terrible villains of all time. And I come to the conclusion there really is only one true villain in all of this video.